Welcome back to my lure box. I wait for this all year. We're here at Afta on the Gold Coast, the trade convention where all of the big tackle companies converge to show off their stuff, what's coming for the next 12 months. We've got a stand here, but I want to take you through the best in show. Come and have a look at what we've got. There's a whole heap of new lures here. I've got some to share with you. If you're here on Saturday, you're going to see the whole range of stuff. There's more than I can count on one hand coming from my lure box at the moment. But let's take a look at what all the other guys are bringing. So it's been a bit of a theme for the last couple of years. Big prawn imitations. So Daiwa Bait Junkies brought out some big prawn imitations. This is something that I've been waiting to fish with, is the mega prawn. And Irukandji have produced the mega prawn and now it's coming pre-rigged. So it's got a Kevlar reinforced tail, iron claw HD jig hook, which these guys have just released their jig head range. And that's in some of the terminal tackle stuff that we'll go through in a sec. But it comes pre-rigged, so you don't have to touch it. You pull it straight out of the pack and it's ready to go. I think this is the first time I've seen bullshad here. Now, I've fished with some of these over the years. This looks like a really soft little jointed swim bait with like a little feather tail. These are really big in the States. They look like a little bony brim or a herring presentation. It's sort of a weedlessly rigged thing. And in the dorsal slit up there, there's a hook that is exposed. So really soft plastic. That's something different. Come along and have a look at, we'll go down here actually, Live Ops. Now, this is one of the big releases this year from Nomad Design. So they've released their own line of plastics. It's Nomad Design's Live Ops. So they've got a switcher shrimp in a 3.5. And that thing, I can't wait. I want to pull it out of the packet here, but it's not going to happen. They've got these jerk squid as well. Now, that jerk squid, it comes in a range of sizes. I saw it as I just walked past their stand. If you're coming on Saturday, you've got to check out their stand. They've got a whole range of this stuff. I'm really excited to be fishing that. That might be one of the best prawns of the show this year. Okay, let's have a look at what else has come to market. My lure box stuff, you're going to get a good look at this stuff. And if you're coming to the show, you get to vote. So on the public day, you can vote for the My Lure Box gear. You're going to see a lot of this stuff over the next couple of months. But here's something a little bit different that you might have seen the similar profile, but these are my shadow burners and they come rigged 5 different ways in the packet. So it's a grab and go pack and there's that little thing there is a paddling glide bait. Okay. And I'm going to show you a whole heap of footage on that in the months to come. They're on their way, so they're not too far away. It's going to be pre-summer release, I think. And then this one here, this is the baby brother of the Soft Glide. And it's got all of the features of the Soft Glide plus some more, which is that jointed tail. I was fishing this 3 days ago, chasing barra, and got it done up north in the dams. That's one of my products that's coming this summer, okay, is the 160 SG. So the smaller version of the Soft Glide, but it can come rigged 3 different ways. And that's how it comes in the packet. Super strong construction. So that's some of the stuff that you'll see more on my channel. Mate, there's so much good stuff. Have a look at this. This is a whole new range of stuff from Squidgies. And I love that they've gone for something innovative, a little bit different. I haven't seen plastics around like this, but they've got this sort of tinsel tail and that's been released by Squidgies. You guys that love to chase your estuary species, so trevally, tarpon, giant herring, brim, even flathead, I think, in the estuaries, you little frothers are gonna love this one. Really small profile. Okay, so that's from Shimano with the Squidgies range. There's actually, this is pretty cool. If you're into your freshwater stuff, here's a new design spinnerbait called a crowbar spinnerbait. And you can see there, it's just got a really heavy constructed design in there. So no more bending with the wires, I suppose. It's a tandem bladed spinnerbait. Beautiful finish on the head and the skirt. All right, what else have we got in here, Jai? This thing is sick. Now, I've done a couple of videos chasing Murray cod recently and they've got me hooked. This thing here, this is from Spin Right Lures and it's called the Fluff Ball and it's like a giant swim jig. You've got a big paddling tail on the back there and that big puff of fluff out the front, that just plumes as you jig it through the water and move it through the water, and the cod love this sort of thing. So that's a really cool design. Big heavy construction with the hooks. That's from Spin Right Lures. It's actually called the Fluff Ball. There you go. Sick design, wicked paddle tail on the back there. something for Murray cod fishermen, which coming from the Lure and Fly Expo the other week, I didn't think I'd see anything else from cod fishers, but there's something there. Rapala. If you're coming on Saturday, you've got to check out the Rapala stand. Now, Crush City have got a whole new range of sizes, and I hope to cover that. If I can get around during the event, I'm going to cover in detail the stuff that's not here. But this is something here. Have a look at this thing. Now, the Whopper Plopper in the States was massive. It still is, catching a ton of fish. Some of these big companies are now getting on the back of that success with the Whopper Plopper style bait. This is a claptail 110, so it's got that Whopper Plopper style back end. It's a metal back end, and it clinks around with this little blade that sits up the top. I was just talking to Timmy Morgan, who runs all the Rapala gear, oversees the whole thing. He is loving fishing this, okay? And if he's fishing it, it's it's going to be money. So that's one lure that we're both going to be fishing that this year, Jai.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited to be fishing with that. Okay, there's a ton of stuff. Again, another big thing here from Bucket Brands. That's a big 6-inch trick shad. So a really big jointed, like a bony brim glide. And I think that's a soft back end. It looks like a hybrid. So that looks hard at the front there. I think it's going to need, like fishing in Australia, it's going to need heavy terminals, heavier than what they do in the States, but a really interesting glide bait there. Here's something interesting from Megabass. It's the Ice Slide 187. Big jointed glide. Okay, so a suspending bait. Now, there's a couple of diving lures. If you're into your diving lures, you love chasing barra and jacks, take a look at this. I haven't seen the Maverick here from Rapala, but that's a wicked diving lure that we just walked past. This 100 DR, I used to run the 120 for mangrove jack around the canals, and it was really effective by duo. But this little thing here, if I had to pick a hard body diver this year, this thing, it's a Baramba Lures, and it's called Bundy Bros. Okay, 82. And that has got a big deep diving bib on it, tiny little presentation, perfect little minnow style profile. Heavy, it looks like really heavy rings and hooks on that, so it's perfect for barra. That's what he's built this for. So that's from Matty Fraser at Baramba Lures, the Bundy Bros 82. And it looks like it's got a little attachment there. So he's released those chin nuts, which is a little designed weighting system that you can put on your lures. It looks like you can pull your lure right down with that. If you're live scoping or wanting to fish deeper, that little attachment there works for the chin nuts. All right. Mate, Steve Morgan's been really good to us. The place has cleared out, and we're going to have to be pretty quick. Folks, there's terminal tackle here, there's jig heads, a whole range, and some really big stuff. Now, if you're coming on Saturday, you've got to check it out. I've got something really special for you, but you're going to have to come up here and see it and vote for me with the terminal tackle. You're going to see a heap of that stuff coming over the next few months on my channel. So we'll rip around and finish this off, because they're all got out of here and waiting. So at the show, you can check out a whole heap of boating accessories, camping accessories. There's some wicked stuff here from Gerber, and these outdoor products. So this ratchet, that self-retracting ratchet, really cool stuff. What else have we got in here? There's some more live op stuff. Okay, so I might end up fishing with some of this stuff. That's something that's come out of the States, a 4-piece minnow fallout. So you can put weights in the belly of that. That's a really interesting design that I've sort of seen online. This little thing here, take a look at this. It's like a hard-bodied chatterbait. So that bib in there, unlike anything that I've seen around, that bib is loose and moves like a chatter. And instead of a soft-bodied jig or little trailing sort of plumes of plastic, you've got a hard-body profile. So that's the Jabba Shad by 13 Fishing. Interesting design. Keen to fish that. All right, folks, I think that'll have to do us. Oh, come over here now. This is the first year that we've had at Afta an Australian-made Best in Show. So first time they've been doing this at Afta, and there's a whole lot of stuff here. I was just talking with Steve about some of these products. Tackle boxes, made in Australia. Okay, so that's a really good product. That's by Flambeau. That's a made in Australia, proudly Australian made. This is the big one though, folks. Tasline. I think it might be one of the only, if not the only. I think Bionic Braid back in the day might have been an Australian-made braid, but Tasline is a really good braid, £6, made in Australia. They only used to go down to £20, but now they've got those lighter ones. So yeah, that's an Australian-made product, and it's good to see them celebrating that stuff at Afta. All right, folks. If you're coming here on the Saturday, make sure you come and say g'day. We've got a stand down there. Jai and I will be there. We've got a couple of other guests turning up on the day to come and say hello to you guys. So make sure you get along if you're local and come and celebrate all the new product at Afta coming to stores soon.